and welcome to my next video. Now, before I dive into something very, very heavy, I'm going to get you to listen to something that amuses me to no end. And I don't know if anybody has noticed, but when you put headphones on or earbuds in and you turn it on to have it connect to your Wi-Fi or your Bluetooth, it usually says something. Well, my last set was very friendly, very kind. My current set is just a grumpy thing. You should listen to it. I'm going to kind of play it for you. Oh, let me put this on. All right. Now in this series, I'm going to this was a series that I knew I wanted to talk about because it has covered my whole 60 years of life. But I wasn't sure how to do it because it has been such a taboo subject. And I'm grateful that it's becoming more and more allowed to be talked about. And even then, as I'm watching other people make videos, there's always going to be the comments that are quite judgmental and snarky. And so I run that risk, right? So in this series, because it's got to be a series, it's just huge. It's family estrangement as the overall, but I'm going to address parental estrangement and sibling estrangement because they are related, but they are different kettles of fish. I never thought I'd have the courage to make this series, and I might regret it in the long run, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not talking about a fight. I'm not talking about a misunderstanding. I'm talking about low contact or no contact with parents, siblings, other relatives who have caused long-term damage and emotional harm. I'm estranged for both my parents. And in my family, I became the family scapegoat from as early as I can remember. I was kind of the lightning rod of anger, of blame, and I still am. And it's been 60 years of this. And it never changes. It never has. And I don't anticipate it will change because as people are in the past is how they are going to continue into the future. My thing is to figure out how to handle it because I can't control anybody and how they treat me. All I can do is control myself, how I respond, create my boundaries, look after my mental well-being, look after my husband because he's got kind of a half-assed normal family. And he watches what goes on in mine and sometimes shakes his head. He just can't believe it. And of course, we've got our 9-year-old, and I have to set an example for her on how to handle this kind of stuff because it's going to teach her how to handle maybe bullies at school, different relationships as she grows up in the workforce and on. And as I said, I became the family scapegoat. And the more I speak up, the more I don't fall into line, then I am the problem. I'm the one causing issues in the family. I should just get over it, let it go or forgive. I'm accused of holding grudges when grudges not the right word. Just because I forgive doesn't mean that I have to go right back into the soup of the family and allow it to keep on happening. I don't. I can forgive. I can let go. It doesn't mean, what does it say? Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. And in my case, it's been 9 years, almost 9 years of this estrangement. Now, what is family estrangement? Like I said, it's not a fight, but it might end. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's a building up of emotional abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, favoritism, betrayal, even family denial, and I've hit on all of those in my family. And it's about protecting our emotional health. It's not about holding grudges. And I know that I'm healing in that there are less and less twinges inside when I find out about gatherings that I'm not included. And in my case, it wasn't that I went no contact. It was that I was tossed out of the family. And it was how I handled it. The years that I tried to make contact, the years that I held out olive branches, the years that I asked what was going on, how come is this happening? And then finally, a couple of years ago after an event, I finally dropped the rope. I accepted their decision to toss me out of the family, and I'm building my own life, getting my health back, especially my mental health, because boy, oh boy, does that kind of mess with your mind. But it's what I have to do to look after myself and my family. Now, there's two types of estrangement that I'm going to be dealing with. Parental estrangement. There's emotional abuse, narcissistic control, and manipulation, and a lot of spiritual manipulation and trauma, using the Bible as a weapon. In my growing up, there is the golden child versus the black sheep, which, bah. And certainly no golden child here. And I think in my family, the golden child kind of shuffled between like three of them, but I remained the one in the middle of the black sheep. There is certainly conditional love and constant criticism. And it's the walking on eggshells for your whole life, because you don't know when you're going to step in it. And that's why I've lived my life, and I'm just done with the eggshell walking. And I'm sure you can feel the same thing if you've experienced this at all. Now, sibling estrangement. That's going to be the second video. And it hurts different than the parental one, because your siblings were your friends growing up, right? The three of us in the middle, there's 5 of us siblings. The oldest one was born 4 years before me. I was the first daughter and the second child. The 3 of us in the middle were 2 years apart. And then 4 years later was our youngest sister. And so the 3 of us in the middle were quite tight, right? My sister in there, she was my best friend for years and years. My brother, I was so close to. He told me all his troubles and all his worries, and I shared with him as well. We were very, very close. And so losing that was so much more painful than losing my parents, because my parents were always kind of distant. Dad's kind of a nice guy out on the farm. Doesn't have much to do with the girls in the house. I mean, he hangs out with the boys on the farm. I mean, and when I worked in the fields, I mean, I spent time with him. He's very nice, very kind. For the most part, funny, good sense of humor. The girls in the house with mom had a different experience growing up than the boys out on the farm did, for sure. And that's just the way it is. But the siblings in the middle, we were tight, and to lose that was very, very difficult. And often this is tied with inheritance, jealousy, alliance with the parents, and with this last bit, with Dad almost passing away a couple years ago, inheritance became a part of it as well. I can name the jealousy and the alliances as part of it as well, and I will discuss it. Now, the flying monkeys and the triangulation is huge, because it's playing one off against the other. It is a cousin leaving messages saying I should call mom because she wants to talk to me, and I ask things like, is she wanting me to talk because she loves me, or is she wanting to talk because she's angry? Well, then cousin wouldn't answer. Just bringing in little messages, or an aunt kind of, oh, she's your mother, you must forgive, you must. And just, it's like learning how to handle the flying monkeys, especially when you love these flying monkeys, right? You want to be gentle about it, but you don't want to be rolled over either. Now on to why am I going to talk about this? For one, silence protects the abusers. It absolutely does. When you just sweep things under the carpet and pretend like nothing ever happened, it doesn't fix what's in your heart. It doesn't fix what's in your mind. You got to deal with it. And so you go to the counselors, you get it out, because the emotions in your mind, you're going to blow at some point, or you'll implode. It'll affect you inside through stress, through blood pressure, through other health issues, especially after 60, because That's when it all kind of shows up. Many people, including myself, are being shamed for cutting the family off, when how do you explain that they cut me off? I'm just accepting. Well, they kind of figured that I should just jump in there and push myself in, right? Show up when I'm not wanted. Enter into the house and have them become angry, because in my family, you never show up without an invitation. It just isn't done. And so if I were to show up, I'd be in deep crap, and it would just compound the issues. So definitely shaming coming into the picture from various people, and even friends, like friends who have good relationships with their family, friends that have no idea what this is like, and don't understand at all. And you can say all the things you can say, they kind of look at you and they glaze right over because they can't at all picture it, and they should be grateful that they can't, because it is a horrible thing to have to work your way through and figure out in life. You're not alone in this journey if you're going through similar. Now, you can be estranged from your adult kids, you can be estranged from your parents. I'm not dealing with, let's say, a divorce with little kids and that parental alienation stuff. I'm dealing with the adults, like I'm 60, my parents are 88, and that kind of a group. I will include survival tools, emotional healing topics, boundary setting, coping with the guilt, because there will be guilt, probably. Dealing with judgment. Trust me on this, there's going to be lots of judgment. And when I read the comments and other estrangement YouTube channels, there is so much judgment lobbed at the people that are making the videos and speaking out. Like they should shut up. They should, hide it under the carpet. They should. And at some point you gotta speak out. And again, if you've not experienced it, well then, thank goodness, because it's a tough thing to walk through. And learning to parent through this estrangement, because my 9-year-old the last time she saw her grandparents was when she was 2. The last time she's never met my eldest brother, the one that God said that he and his wife were going to adopt her. She has never met my used-to-be best friend's sister in the crow's nest ever in her life. The last time she saw my younger brother in Red Deer, oh gosh, maybe when she was 4 or 5, not very old. And yeah, she's lost all these relationships. And for me, because of the relationships with my siblings, I lost the relationships with nieces and nephews. I reach out every birthday, every Christmas, wishing them well and whatnot. The ones that totally ignore me, I don't send them anything anymore. When they graduated, I sent gifts. Most of the time, not a thank you, not a kiss my ass, nothing. Some of them, they will answer, let's say, I wish them a happy birthday, and they send me a quick, love you, Auntie. And then if I try to continue the conversation, total ignore. And so it's all getting very, very old. Not exactly sure if I'm going to stop or just continue this dribs and drabs and maybe hope that when they get older, like right now, they're all in their 20s and living their lives and going their ways. And you never know what was told to them about me. So maybe I'm some nut that they're trying to avoid. But maybe when they're 30, 40, 50, maybe when I'm 100, they will decide to come meet me. I don't know, we'll see, but the door is open, and as long as they're respectful, I will keep that open for them. Now, my promise for this series, I'm gonna have real stories. There's nothing made up. There's nothing exaggerated, and nothing, what's the word, under-exaggerated. Nothing softened, just kind of a blunt, this is the way it is for me. And you can say the same thing back in the comments. I will not be using toxic positivity, because we've received a lot of that online, smile, be positive, etc. But some stuff is not fun. Some stuff is not positive. Some stuff is the hard work of getting through and to grow and to get stronger. And yeah, not all of it is positive. And in this community, we'll work on the healing through all of this. And I'm certainly hoping that you will join in and comment, and I can just answer any questions along the way as we build this community. And I'm hoping to help you feel seen as well. And I'd like to have a group that I can talk to as well, because I need a community. I need my own tribe. And I'm certainly trying to build that. If this topic speaks to you, if you are low contact, no contact, or still trying to survive inside the family or inside this toxic family, I should say, this series is for you. In the next episode, I'll go deeper into parental alienation or estrangement, the signs, the emotional cost, and how to protect your peace, because that's important. Otherwise, you get a migraine. If you feel safe to do so, please share in the comments. Are you dealing with parental estrangement, sibling estrangement, or both? Your story matters, and you're absolutely not alone here. Thank you for being here. Take a breath, protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next one. We are in the most beautiful season of the year at our place. It's the changing of the larches. The tamaracks turn this lovely golden yellow color, and it's just gorgeous. And I found an ending to these videos from, of all places, a Buddhism site. And it says that one of the hardest truths in life is knowing when to walk away. We hold on to people, relationships, and situations long after they've stopped giving us love, respect, or growth, hoping they'll change, hoping things will return to what they once were. But here's the truth. You can't revive what's already dead. You can water a flower all you want, but if its roots are gone, it will never bloom again. Staying in places that no longer nurture your soul only drains your energy, your peace, and your happiness. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the moment you finally choose yourself over pain. Protect your heart, value your peace. Trust that endings create space for new beginnings. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to stop watering the dead flower and plant seeds where growth is still possible. I'm Annette. This is Carpe Omnia After 60. And thank you so much for joining us in this journey through estrangement. And hope to see you on our next video. If you could like and subscribe, I would just be totally thankful.